Any views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the journalists and guests are solely that of the journalists and guests and do not reflect the views, opinion, policies, or positions of Positive Lifestyle Management, LLC.
Greetings, brothers and sisters, men and women all over the world. Welcome to another episode of PLM News Network, and I'm your brother Fiji. How everybody doing out there? I hope everybody's fine. Uh, First and foremost, I want to send my sincerest condolences to the young rapper Takeoff's family. He was murdered a few days ago down in Houston, Texas. So I want to send my condolences out to his family. And I would like to send my prayers and condolences to all families who have lost a loved one, no matter where you are, who you are, if you're famous or not. Everybody needs to be recognized. And so I'm taking this opportunity to recognize everybody. So let's get busy. There's a lot of things that's occurring in society today. Um, one of the things that is occurring is that Kanye West. I did a live about Kanye West and on why I support Kanye and what he was saying, and due to the fact that he's a very strong advocate for the release of Mr. Larry Hoover and other political prisoners. So for that alone, I support Kanye. Now, we know that over the last four years, prior to let's say last 5 years, the federal courts have been shaped with a lot of young conservative judges. The Supreme Court has a supermajority of conservatives on the bench, and so a lot of rulings that are occurring now within these circuits are adverse rulings then that negatively affects many of us. And one of the group of people that it affects the most is prisoners, those who are incarcerated, whether they on the state level, county jails, or even the federal bureau of prisons. They are being affected the most because a lot of rights that prisoners gained over the last 40, 50, 60 years are now being undone. And you can see a lot of things that are occurring throughout the prison system, throughout the United States of America, is adversely affecting the men and women who are on the inside. I'm not talking about just no particular race, color, or creed. I'm talking about all prisoners because it affects everyone. And we have a serious issue that's occurring down in Alabama. We have serious issues that's occurring in Georgia. We have serious issues that's occurring in Mississippi, Illinois, North Carolina, Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, Oklahoma, California, especially California. Matter of fact, we have issues that's occurring throughout the United States of America in all prison systems, including the Federal Bureau of Prisons. So I have an upcoming interview that when I went down to Alabama, I did an interview with some men and women down there, and we spoke about the Alabama prison system and what's going on inside the prison system. So be looking out for that interview. And I want to thank the great state of Alabama for their hospitality and their warmth when I was down there. Now, there's also petty issues that are occurring. Issues that I think that shouldn't even be addressed, but I'm gonna take this opportunity to address them because a lot of us need to know who we are, what we are, and where we come from. And one of the issues that people have been speaking upon is, what side am I on? Fiji, what side am I on? But before I answer that question, I want to go here before I even answer that question. I want to take a reading first so that way we can all get the opportunity to see ourselves. And where I'm going to take that reading from is the Pledge I. And it states, I, meaning the individual, agree to, as long as I stand proudly under the blue sky, to serve this glorious organization in this every cause, and to aid and assist my fellow brothers of the struggle in all righteous endeavor. I will do all that I can in helping us both to reach our fullest potentials. As the organization grows, I know that I too will grow, for our goals are so interrelated. Positive organizations produces positive, productive people, that which we are. My every action, behavior, and attitude will vividly reflect the positive, dignified principle that the organization is built upon. I will never do anything that will cause embarrassment or degradation to the integrity of our glorious organization. Standing strongly upon our 6 points, I shall utilize knowledge, wisdom, and understanding as I strive in our struggle for educational, economical, political, social development. I will learn, look, and listen to anything that may be conducive to the acceleration of our organization. I will strive tirelessly every day to remain an outstanding member and never abandon our struggle. As in all struggles, I realize the sacrifices must be made. I would not be selfish, but for the sake of the preservation of our organization, I'd be willing to endure my share. I believe in the goals of our organization, and it's an honor to aid and assist in our struggle for success. I will contribute all that I know how and work hard in any capacity that I may or can serve in towards the betterment of our organization. We are a power to be reckoned with. The wealth and social status of the world rightfully belong to a special group of people of our integrity. We are endowed with a great leader. Together, we shall see and share in his visions. May his visions become our visions, for his visions are for us to grow into a positive and successful group of people. With the consolidated and diligent effort of everyone, our vision shall be manifested into a reality. Sincere support forever to our struggle, and all praise and respect due to our honorable chairman. I read this here because many of us took this pledge and strongly believe in this pledge. But there are some of us who has never taken the pledge and they don't believe. So they will question any and everything that comes about. So now let me explain to you what a pledge is. A pledge is nothing more than an oath. When I was young, coming up in grammar school, grade school, as some people call it, we used to have to stand up every morning in the classroom and raise our right hand. I think it was, what is the right hand? Put our hand over our heart or something. We used to do something, put our hand over our heart. I think that's what it was. And we had to say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. So we was basically making an oath, a solemn oath to our allegiance to the United States of America. So when we make the Pledge I, what we are doing is making a solemn oath and allegiance to carry ourselves in the footsteps of everything that is said within the Pledge I. So now, to answer your questions, what side am I on? I am on the side of righteousness. I have always stood on the side of righteousness. I was taught by those who came before me to always stand on the side of righteousness. Because when you start choosing the person, you forget about the overall goals. And our overall goal is growth and development. And that's us working as one mind, one body, one soul. If you are out doing something positive, raising your education level, raising the educational level of the peoples in our communities, being involved economically, showing the way, having a political say in the community, or in other words, becoming politically involved in the community and socially involved with inside our communities, then you are standing on righteousness. Then I am going to stand with you. But if you are one of those ones who are causing disruption, then I don't stand with you. Remember this here, y'all. It states this. When it comes to the organization, the individual is subordinate to the organization. That's number one in the organizational structure. Then it drops down. I'm going to go to number 3, where it says the entire membership is subordinate to the chairman and governing body. So I stand within the black and white. Whatever the black and white say, that's what I stand. That's where I stand. So for those of us who's questioning where I stand, where you stand, are you choosing sides or are you standing on righteousness? Now, I'm going to take this opportunity here and I'm going to address the elders. And what I mean by elders, I'm not talking about that stuff that was written back in a couple years ago with this nonsense elders. I'm talking about those who are up in age, those who are in my age bracket, those who are older than me, those who are old enough to know when the new concept came about and the struggles that we had to go through. That's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about those who was even part of the old. We're missing a golden opportunity. Let me tell you why we're missing the golden opportunity. Because the youth is crying out for guidance. But we are too busy falling into the playbook that was written by the counterintelligence program out of FBI, out of Federal Bureau of Investigations. We're attacking each other. If you ever understood what the COINTELPRO means, if you divide the peoples, you can conquer the land. And when you're talking about conquering the land, that means you're going to destroy it. We are allowing ourselves to be destroyed because we are engaging in foolishness. If you take some of our brains and put it inside of a bird, that bird will fly upside down and backwards. That's where some of us are at. And I'm talking about the old. I'm not talking about the youth, because the youth are looking for us to guide them. And how are we guiding them? We guiding them with nonsense. We guiding them with slander. We guiding them with BS. I'm here to teach. That's what I do. That's what I've been taught to do. One of the men who taught me was one of the originals. If you look back there on that picture right up under Michael G, you'll see this picture behind me. It's right next to the Mr. Hoover. And it has one of the originals on there, Mr. John E. Murray Jr. Everybody know him as Lil John. That man taught me as a kid, as a 17-year-old kid in Stateville. He taught me. Matter of fact, I take that back. I wasn't 17. I was 18. I was 17 when I was in Joliet. When I made it to Stateville, I was 18. He taught me as an 18-year-old kid about the true essence of growth and development. Does he has his faults? Yes, we all have our faults. None of us are perfect. Those without sin cast the first stone. But the man taught me and my generation on how to live the true essence and to be fair and to stand on truth, to stand on the facts, and don't allow our emotions or others to pull us towards nonsense. Like I told y'all, everywhere I've always gone, I've always stood on righteousness, and I've gotten behind the men or side by side with the men who stand on righteousness. And I stand on righteousness right now. I'm standing side by side with the peoples who are on righteousness. If you are for the true essence and the betterment of this organization, this family, I am standing with you. But if you are one of those ones that's sitting back in the background or this causing nonsense, I'm not supporting that. I don't care who you are. I'm not supporting it. I'm not finna get involved where I'm constantly slandering good men and good women names. I'm not finna be putting out no false rumors on anybody. Nobody is finna come tell me no nonsense about somebody else if they don't have nothing to back that up. If you ain't got the facts to back it up, I don't want to hear it. Because in that federal system, we know what happens when you putting a false label on somebody. When you put a false label on somebody, now you got the answer for that. And I ain't answering for putting no false label on anybody. I'm not finna slander no people's names. I'm standing on the I. I'm standing on the I. And I want us to understand this here. Right here, it says together, underline, we shall see and share in his visions. May his visions become our visions, for his visions are for us to grow into a positive and successful group of peoples. Let me read that again so y'all can understand what I'm saying. It says together. Not this side versus that side. It says together we shall see and share in his visions. His visions. What is his visions? Visions means it's plural. Growth and development. And how do we obtain growth and development? By standing on the 6 principles of organizations, by standing on the 6 universal laws of existence, and by using education, economic, political, and social development. That's how we become a positive and successful group of people, by working together. When I look in the mirror, you know who I see? I see you. So if I'm going at you, I'm going at me. I'm actually committing suicide if I sit and go against you. If I'm attacking you, if I'm destroying you, I'm trying to bring you down. I'm basically killing me. I'm killing myself. Because we are one mind, one body, one soul. We are one people. So if I'm attacking you, I'm attacking myself. And I'm not suicidal. So I'm not going to attack you unless you have become an enemy of the foes. If you have become an enemy, it's full blaze. I'm at you. If you're an enemy. But if you're not an enemy, I'm not at you. And I hope that you're not at me. Because if you call yourself attacking me, you ain't doing nothing but attacking yourself. You ain't doing nothing but doing what the government wants you to do. The government wants you to destroy me. Because the government know that I finally awakened where I could see and I understand what was already inside of me, that what has been instilled in me. Let me show y'all something. It says, I'm going to go up here to the pledge we, and I'm going to drop down here to where it says, the doctrines of our new concept will be a guiding light that shall forever be lit in our hearts and in our mind. This light will serve as a constant reminder and motivating force within each of us. Also, it will instill in us dedication, determination, and discipline. What has been instilled in me, I am putting it on full display right now to save my brothers, my sisters, and this family. I am going to continue to work. I am going to continue to be here for you. We have to stop the nonsense. We have to stop it. And I'm talking to you. And on that note, I want to end this session by saying, we are stronger together. We are stronger together. Peace.